we've been working at this a long time, and a lot of folks get frustrated with the fact that we haven't seen more response of the prairie chicken population than we have. And I would just submit that they didn't become in danger of extinction overnight, and we're not going to be able to flip a light switch and make it all go away overnight either. You know, one of the assumptions is that we know all the factors that have limited the population. And again, I guess I'm a very logical, mechanistic sort of thinker, and one of the things that I learned in my educational career was something called Liebig's law of the minimum, which can be applied to a lot of different systems, from chemical reactions to agricultural systems to wildlife systems. And what Liebig's law of the minimum says is that the population or the chemical reaction or whatever you're talking about is only going to proceed to the point that it's limited by the most limiting factor in the system. And when we're dealing with endangered species and critically endangered species, the assumption is that we know all the factors that are limiting that particular population or that particular species. And I think the Attwater's prairie chicken is a case in point where we had the wrong. We didn't have perfect knowledge going into this. When I came to work here, actually when I was in grad school, I can remember asking about fire ants being a potential problem, and the conventional wisdom at the time was that, yeah, they're not good, but that's not what's limiting that's not a huge problem for the Attwaters. And it turns out that was wrong. And we could protect all the areas in the world, or all the prairies remaining in Attwater's range, and restore prairies and do 100 other things that we think might benefit the population. But if it turns out that something else like fire ants was limiting that population, that all those things, while good on the face, would not make an ultimate difference in the population. And so I just hope that folks would have patience. I'm optimistic that we're on the verge of seeing some great gains, and I am concerned that we can manage enough area for fire ants to make a difference, ultimately in the ultimate recovery. But hopefully, technology will proceed to where we can more effectively manage fire ants on a landscape scale. But for now, we just have to take one step at a time, and that's what we're doing. And I think we're gonna see some gains shortly.